You may have seen in my Garage Chat 3 video about our trip in Europe that we had some charging issues along the route, and I don't think that's due to the condition of the battery but more something to do with the alternator. But I have my multimeter here, so let's have a look and see what's going on. So before I start the car, I've got a reading of 12.48 volts. So I already had Moby warmed up this morning so that we'd get a nice steady reading now. So we got 12.39 with it idling, and it is actually going up. Now, a few times when I tested this on the roadside on our trip, it didn't do that. So the alternator is behaving inconsistently, but it'd be interesting to see what happens with this when I start turning on a few of the electrical components in the car, like the heater, the wipers and the lights. The light's on now on full beam. We're at just 12 volts and it's steady there at around 1201. That's the heater. So running those has made a significant impact, and we're running at just 11.8 volts. It seems to be hanging around there. You can see it's making an extra effort as the wipers go up or down. It'd be really interesting now to replace the alternator and see what kind of readings we get then. I'll disconnect the battery terminal so that I don't short the positive on the back of the alternator. I'll just move the air filter box a little bit out of the way, and then I have access to the large battery lead, which is red, and then the smaller blue and white one on this car, which goes to the battery light in the dashboard. With those disconnected, I can loosen off the tensioner. Disconnect the belt. I'll remove the bolt from this, and then we can expose the lower bolt. I have a brand new one here that I ordered, but I think as that one is still nearly working, I'll send it away for reconditioning, and then I'll have a really good spare. I couldn't in good conscience tell you that it'll always be this easy. These things are often in quite a tight space down the back of an engine, especially with twin cam cars and much more advanced injection systems. But at least this video should highlight the principles of what's actually, can be wrong with the alternator. But the actual carrying out of the swap might not be this easy. And just to prove not everything goes smoothly, this long bolt is actually spoiling with the inlet manifold. connect up the wires now. I'm really interested now to see if this makes much of a difference or not. That's a bit of an increase. 1285. Let's see what happens when we put on a few ancillaries. Like draining 1230. And I saw just before I went into the car that it was over 13 without all these on. I expect now that by revving it that there will be an even more dramatic response. That's with everything running inside as well. Just to try and simulate the road speed. 13 there now. That's a significant improvement. Unfortunately, I didn't do a test like this with the old alternator on, but I did do it when I was on the roadside, and there was nearly no extra response in terms of a higher reading when I revved the engine. So I feel an awful lot more confident now that I'm not going to run flat again. Something I noticed when I went to the interior of the car is that the battery light is staying on. I'm just going to disconnect the battery again before I go at the back of the alternator. I saw that on the back of that there was actually two options, and I went for the spade connector for the battery light, but there was also a post with a nut on it which I could use for that wire with an eyelet on the end of it. So I'm just going to have to make up one of those, and I imagine that's what will sort that out. Earlier, when I disconnected the battery, I did it the wrong way around. I started with the spanner on the positive side, so I shouldn't have done that. Should start on the negative side always, and that way, if it touches against the bodywork, it's only continuing the earth, and you won't have any arcing. So that's all I needed there. I'm going to give Moby an oil and filter change now, but you've all seen me do that before, so you can check out the older video if you want to see that again. I'm pretty pleased now to have sorted the charging problem, and that the battery light is working like normal.